Thanks.
Well, I'm live, JD, if we're waiting on you too. Hey, everybody. Well, by the grace of God, we've been able to make it to another show. Can you believe it? Okay, yes, I had to take time off last week because I had to woosah. There's a lot going on, and it's just a lot going on. Yeah, it's a lot going on. But we're here again, and tonight is going to be fun because I was having a class reunion of my class of 75, but I think some of my classmates went out partying, and so they haven't made it to the show yet. So that's the excuse I'm giving. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the excuse I'm giving, that some of them are out partying. So if you hear us and you're out partying, you know, let's get it together. But I decided to, I was talking to some friends and decided to do this. And, you know, it's just another way of getting people together. We've had class reunions, but I haven't been to one in some time because y'all know I live here, there, and everywhere. Okay. So this is just a fun way for us to get together. And I do have some of my classmates on now. But some of the things I wanted to say today in Texas, if you're in Texas, I know some of you aren't, but today is the first day of early voting, okay? And, you know, we always talking about what can we do? Well, early voting, and we're not going to get into the trial tonight unless they give some kind of verdict. No, we can't. I can't get into it even if they give a verdict. We got to do that next week. But the local elections that we have a very, very bad percentage voting in is where the mayors are elected, the sheriffs, sometimes police chief, but a lot of times police chiefs are appointed by the mayors. So you have to make sure your mayor that you vote for is, you know, has similar ideals or whatever. So the local elections, in my eyes, are a lot, I don't want to say a lot more important, but they affect change a lot more sometimes than the national elections. So we really, really have to vote on these local elections. May 1st is the actual election day. But as I said, today is the first day of early voting. So you have time to get your ballot, go online to your voter registration group, get your ballot, and see what your ballot looks like before you go so that you can, you know, make some serious choices, okay? And I also want to say, yes, we do this every week. And if you would like to, we got somebody else that came on. Yay. If you would like to assist the show, because it costs a little bit to do the show. Our Cash App is Time Talk 31. So if you'd like to support the show, it doesn't take that much, but it takes a little bit, and everything will go towards supporting the show. So I really appreciate anybody who has time to put a penny or two in there. Sounds good. And there's another way. I have to get my Buddha Teas website so that you can do, you know, so that you can help with that also. And then you get teas when you do that. So let's see. Class of 1975, Refugio Bobcats, the coolest class at Refugio ever. And there's some Refugio people watching. I know they're going to have something to say. But so let's see. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm going to introduce part of the trombone section first. Kathy, that means you're going to be second. So I'm going to do the trombone section. So I was A. Allen, but I was probably last chair. Okay. And this guy was B. David Barger. Hey, David.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm blessed. Very blessed. How are you?
I am totally blessed and so glad you could be here with us. And then I have another. I think this guy was first or second all the time. What you think, David? You know him?
Oh my gosh, he looks like his brother.
Ah, that's a horrible thing to say.
I'm sorry, man.
Oh, that's
Well,
good.
that was a compliment.
Oh,
Say-
like saying I look like Sarita. Oh my
Oh.
goodness.
he didn't take it that way, huh? He didn't take it that way. Well, this was part of the trombone section.
We could have a trio right here. Just
Yeah,
everybody
I don't have
playing.
mine, so we
I
can just
haven't played
play.
a T-bone since I graduated from high school.
You know what? Me either, David. I'm not even sure what happened to mine. And it's so
Yeah.
funny because one of my nieces is playing, and I'm like, oh my God, how cool is that? I had not a clue. But I was like, wow. So, maybe I should have kept it up. So, how are you guys doing?
I'm
Man.
blessed. I'm so good.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Now, David, where are you now?
I'm in Sherman, Texas.
You're in Sherman. Oh, you're north of me, and I'm in the Dallas area now.
I thought you were in Massachusetts for some reason.
Yeah, hey, don't get started. I've been all over, but I'm back home now. I'm back in Texas.
We ought to have a conversation about who's lived in the most states since we graduated. Because
Okay, that might be a good. Now, it may not be who's lived in the most states, but who's lived in the most states the most number of times.
Well, I could run you on that one too, probably.
I've lived in 3 states several times, so I don't know about that. But and Jason, you are in
Bernie, Texas.
Bernie, Texas.
Just right outside of San Antonio. We're up in where the hill country starts.
Yeah,
So
man,
it's
that's
really pretty up here.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So, and now I'm gonna bring on someone else. My others, and as they come, we'll bring them on. I guess they're somewhere out partying because we were having a class reunion, and they just didn't. They didn't make it. Okay, what happened? Where you got? Okay.
There she
Hey,
is.
Kathy.
Hey, how are y'all?
Good.
Good. Now, Kathy is at home, right?
I'm at the ball field.
Well, I mean, you're in Refugio.
Oh yeah, I'm still in Refugio.
Yeah. You're the Kathy, I think, is the one who tries to get us to do the reunions that we haven't done successfully. Jay, all 3 of us have said we haven't been good, I think, so we have to do better.
I'm coming to the next one.
I went to the 10-year reunion. Does that count for anything?
No, that's too
We've had
long
a
ago.
35 since then.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, I was there for something one time. Look, I don't remember what year it was. Okay, has anybody counted up how many years? That's been 46, 47 years.
Don't say that.
Be
46.
this year.
46
Wow.
years. Wow. How about that?
Oh man, y'all make me feel old now.
Yeah.
Y'all look good for 46 years.
So do you,
Y'all
Gloria?
look good. I'm the only one with gray hair. What's the deal here?
Look,
Oh,
I just
What
couldn't
happened?
mine yesterday. That's all. No, that's all. So, okay, family. Let's go with Kathy first. Married, children, grandchildren?
married 47 years this year.
Oh my gosh.
I have
Wow.
2 kids, a boy that's be 45 and my daughter's 41. I
Okay.
got 4 grandkids. The oldest is 21 and the youngest one's 7.
Wow.
Dang. Good job. Good
So
job.
you see all this gray hair.
So who are you out there yelling for?
My grandson, the 10-year-old, he's out there.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's on the
Okay.
bench right now, but he'll be on there.
Okay. Okay, Dave, what about you?
Well, I got married in 1977.
Oh,
She passed away in 2010. She had Parkinson's really bad.
okay.
And then so that was almost 34 years.
Wow.
And in 2011, I married her best friend, whose husband had passed away in 2002, who was my best friend.
Oh,
Wow.
This year was our 10th anniversary, and it was on Easter Sunday. So God really did us a cool thing this year.
wow.
That is cool.
That's
That's a
kind of
good
cool.
story.
That's kind of cool. And Mr. Jason,
Yes, ma'am.
you are married, one daughter?
Well, one wife at the time. One wife and one daughter. Yep. Moved to Houston. Married a Houston girl, and then we had a miracle baby. Right after we got married, my wife, this is 1991, 92, was diagnosed with ovarian cancer.
Mm.
So she was on the operating table, and they took out her ovary and most of the other one. The doctor said, I'm going to leave a little bit of an ovary just in case. And about a month later, we were with our Bible study group, and they prayed over us to have a baby. And 2 weeks later, Janie was pregnant. So it's truly a miracle baby. Veronica's our daughter. She's 24 years old now.
Praise the Lord.
Yep. Amen.
Yep. Only he can do something like that.
That is for sure.
And I am second marriage. Okay, 24 years. Two boys. Well, we have 4 boys together and 10 grandchildren.
Wow.
I'd be broke.
So there's lots of fun, and about half are here in Texas, and then others are in other states. So we have fun, and I love kids, so it's it's not a problem for me. I'd probably be like Josephine Baker or someone and adopt all the kids I could, because so many of them need love and help and all of that. So that would be me. So now we graduated in 75.
Think about this for a second. We have been alive for either 8 or 9 decades. How does that make you feel?
Turn his microphone off. We don't need to hear that.
Oh, it is decade. I'm trying to look. See, I'm losing my math there. I'm like, decades. I even know. Okay.
50, 60,
Parts of
70, 80s,
Decades.
90s.
50, 60, 70, 80, 90,
Yeah.
2000,
Zero.
20. 8
11.
decades.
8 decades. You're right, David.
You know what? We are the coolest kids that there ever were because we can say that.
I know, right? Oh. Man, I never thought of it like that. You just made me feel old, David.
Don't feel old. Think how good we are because we've been alive for 8 decades.
I know. That's what
Classics.
laughing at Jason. He said, "Glad to see you." I said, "Like this is an old guy said this a long time ago. And I always say it. It's glad to be seen." It's good.
Yeah, that's right.
So, give me one of your favorite memories from high school.
I don't remember back that far.
You know what, Kathy? Stop. I have one, but I'm gonna see what y'all remember. What one y'all can think of?
I'm gonna see if David remembers this one. We were riding around town like usual in the coolest car. It was David's mother's car. Had a shift on his column.
3 at the knee. Yeah.
Man, and we partied out in that car. And one night we were smoking cigarettes, and some dummy threw one out the window, and it flew back in the back window. Caught that seat on fire, and we spent all night we pulled the seat out, trying to pour water on it. We never could get that fire to go out. The seat burned up.
I do remember.
I bet y'all don't smoke to this day, do you?
Yeah.
Who got in trouble?
Well, it must have been David because we all ran like rats.
I told my mom that it was Jason and Greg that did it, and that was forgiven immediately. So.
Well, they were the creator of a number of things, so she probably believed that, right? She probably believed that.
No, it was Barger behind everything.
No way.
Yeah, he's trouble. He is trouble.
I think my favorite memory was on the night we graduated when Noel and Slack dropped down the banner that said "So long, suckers."
That was fine. That was the one I was going to say. That was exactly the one I was going to say.
That was classic.
I was like,
good.
They should have
right.
never graduated from high school for that. That was so good. I always remember that. And I keep thinking I had a picture somewhere that my mom had a picture or something, but I can't find anything anywhere. So, Kathy, what about you?
The only thing I can remember is the last day of school, somebody tapped into the PA system.
That would have been Noel and Slack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Greg has that tape somewhere. He's actually got the tape.
Really?
We need to get him to download that somewhere.
Oh, that's funny. How did y'all just sit around and think of those things or what? I mean, was this just something y'all did in your past?
Well, I talked to Greg a few weeks ago because his dad died. So I just called him to say, we're sure sorry to hear that. And I told him that what did I say? the king of practical jokes was Greg's dad, Jack Slack.
Really?
He gave us a lot of ideas and tips.
He was the original prankster. He used to prank his boss.
Exactly. That's right.
Oh, so that's how y'all came by all of that.
Yep.
Oh,
Jack Slack.
May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace.
He's probably causing all kinds of havoc up there.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, David got mine, and I'm trying to think. I don't know. I seem like, golly, I was so good. I didn't do bad things. I don't know.
You were a good little girl, that's for sure.
I know it. I was so good because I had to go home to my mama.
Certainly, Gloria, you can think of something from all of the band trips that we went on.
Well, somebody was talking to me today, and I don't remember this. Do y'all remember anything about when we went? Because we had to be in the marching band too. When we went to Sinton, and there was some trouble. Somebody broke into something somewhere or something. I don't remember that. Okay, yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one who don't remember. Somebody was like, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. So let's see. I'm trying to think of who were the athletes in our man. I'm gonna have to get Daniel on here one day. He's doing good things. Yes. I'm like, wow, he's with who is he with now? Is he with the Rangers? Astros. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to get into. I think Rachel Elizondo may be able to get in touch with him. I'm gonna have to get him on here, interview him. But I remember. Oh, do y'all remember when he lost his finger?
I remember that.
Yeah.
In woodshop, yeah. He continued. It's just amazing that he overcame all those odds and continued to play, and now he's coaching and all of that. I'm like, that's a good story. So.
He won a couple of titles when he was in the Mexican League as a manager.
Wow.
He's represented the Bobcats very well.
Yeah. And let's see, who else are athletes in our Jack Henning, but he's still there. He's there, right? And Randy,
he's still here with Brandon.
Earl
Lemon.
Yeah, he's up here in the Dallas area. I talked to him. He say no. Trying to think. Never
remember Edwin Kirkland.
Edwin Kirkland, yeah.
He's up here in the Dallas area too.
I was filling my gas tank in Refugio one day. This was probably a year or two ago, and Edwin pulled up, and it was good to see him. But I don't know where he's living. So it's up in the Dallas area?
Yeah, he's up here in the Dallas area. It's called Lancaster. He was on the school board there and everything at one time. Wow. I'm not sure what he's doing now. Yeah. But now we ran into each other somewhere, Kathy, didn't we, on the side of the highway one day? Between wasn't it between Corpus and didn't either I helped you or you helped me? It was there where you go on that back road to Corpus.
Lord,
see, it ain't been that long, Kathy.
I don't do drugs, so I don't know what's wrong with my mind. I'm not drinking.
See, So yeah, and so did anybody go to? I know I went down to A&I. I was following Rufus at the time, who I was dating. And did you
following who?
Rufus Green.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That didn't last.
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault. Look, he ain't on here, so I can blame it on him. Oh well. David, did you go off anywhere? Where did you go after school?
Well, I went the first year or so I was in Victoria, went to Victoria College, then I went to Austin to UT just for a semester, but then I ended up going. God called me to preach, so I'm a pastor now, and I ended up at Baptist Bible College in Springfield, Missouri. Pastored churches. Right now, I'm an associate pastor and a hospice chaplain here in Sherman.
Oh wow! Okay, great. Now I knew you were out of state at one time. I did remember that. That you were.
So in 1993, my family and I moved from Houston to Springfield, Missouri. When I graduated college there, I went to Nebraska until my first wife got so sick I couldn't manage her anymore. So we moved back to Springfield. So I've lived in Springfield, I mean, Missouri, I think 3 times, Texas about 5 times. I've also lived in Michigan and Kansas, Nebraska, and I was born in Washington State. I don't know if y'all knew that.
No.
Remember that.
Yeah, I was born in Walla Walla, Washington. And the only thing
Told us
the only thing that's in Walla Walla is a insane asylum and a naval base. And my dad was not in the Navy.
You know what? I'm not even gonna let your dad take that one. No. When did you move to Refugio? When you were young?
Yeah, 3rd grade.
Okay.
So my folks met at Baylor, and they moved. He was from Washington State. They moved to Washington State. Started having babies. My oldest sister was born in 1950. They had a kid every other year until 56, and then my baby sister was born in 61. And my dad came home from work one day and told my mom he didn't love her anymore, and he had train tickets for her and all 5 kids and shipped us back to Texas.
Wow.
So we ended up in Victoria for a while, and then my mom married a guy from Refugio, and we moved to Refugio.
Eddie Schultz.
Eddie Schultz. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
We used to see each other at some Schultz things, didn't we?
Yes, they're like family.
Yeah.
Okay. So Rita say, yeah, you got me beat, David.
He wins.
You got me beat. I was gonna say I'm back and forth, but yeah, when you said that 5 times somewhere, you got me beat. Mine is 3 in Texas, 3 in Illinois, and 3 in Maryland. So I don't know how you do that, but I know how to sell. I know how to sell and prepare to sell a house, and man, and it's not my favorite thing to do. I promise you. And Jason, what did you do after school?
I was a engineering officer aboard merchant vessels. I worked on some super tankers for Texaco.
Oh.
Cool.
Did that for a little while, and then I didn't like being out at sea all the time. That was terrible. Came home and worked at I worked at a shipyard. I've worked at moved back to Corpus really.
Oh,
and worked 2 or 3 jobs there, and then back to Houston and got married. So I've just jumped around my whole life. Just a big jumping around from place to place. I just totally never followed a straight course of anything.
It must be something about this trombone section. We're wanderers. What is it? We're wanderers. Now, Kathy, what did you do? What did you do after school? Now, I know you were married. You got married right after.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went to work for Steve and Carol Smith's company and worked there for 40 years.
Wow.
And I retired in 2015.
Okay. So you're just on the retiring end. You're about 6 years into it.
Yeah, my husband retired last year or 2019. He's been retired for a while. So,
Kathy, did y'all get married like a month after we graduated or something? Like
no, it was when we were going into our senior year.
Oh, you were married in high school?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Let's see. And what did I do? Okay, I went to A&I, and then I slowly moved up from Kingsville. I lived in Houston for a while, working at Southwestern Bell. Then I slowly moved up to Dallas, and I worked for Southwestern Bell a little while. And then I spent most of my career at DART. I ended up as the assistant vice president of bus operations here in Dallas.
Wow.
So that's where I met and I got married when I came to Dallas the first time. And then that didn't work. And so while working at DART is where I met Robert, my husband now. And so he was in transit, and both of us was in transit. So I ended up being the trailing spouse going everywhere. So I started just doing like different freelance things. And I have a 29-year-old, a son that I had before. He has Down syndrome. So I spent like the last 30 years advocating for people with disabilities.
What's his name?
Jarius.
Jarius.
Jairus. It was
Oh, that's
supposed to be Jairus, that's in the Bible, like Jairus, but I didn't know how to pronounce it, and so I just changed the R. Got to do
You're
it.
trying to rewrite the Bible.
But I always tell him he's in Luke. They just spell his name different. But yeah, Jerry is Christian, and he's 29 now, and he's a character. But I've spent my life advocating for mostly children with disabilities, but also people with disabilities, being on different state and local commissions and legislatures and stuff. And
I gotta grab my cord. I'll be right back.
okay. And now I'm back in Texas trying to do the same thing because we need a lot of help. I can't believe some of the things. And, I'm so sad because I'm not going to get on politics, but our governor is in a wheelchair and the people with disabilities don't like him. So go figure. I don't know what that's about. There's not a lot of things that happens that he does that is good for people with disabilities, but I'll leave that alone. We're not going to talk about politics. And so in Maryland, I work for the Motor Vehicle Administration. I always wanted to be an attorney, but what God allowed me to do, I worked in administrative adjudication in Maryland. And one of the things I got to do was tell attorneys what to do. So I said, okay, God, you wouldn't let me be an attorney. So you let me tell attorneys what to do. So that means I'm smarter than them, right?
Somebody needs to do that.
I tell you what, being an attorney is the most boring thing. I worked in an attorney's office in college part-time, and it was the most boring place I'd ever been. I don't think you want to be an attorney.
Well, see, what kind of law? What were you doing? Was it corporate law? See, it might have been boring things you were working with. My thing is going to would have been for children, because there are so many children who need just.
Yeah, but you're pouring through books and case law, and it's like you're just studying all the time. It's like
that's probably why I didn't. I got my MBA, but I didn't get to do the law school thing. So, and nobody wants to pay for me now. So I guess I just not be a lawyer in my thing. But yeah, that's what. That's basically where I've been. Most of mine have been just odd things, doing things. I volunteer a lot in the community. Doing things, and those take up work time a lot of time. So but it's very fulfilling. After my mom died in Refugio, I found out all the things that she did for people, and I didn't even realize it, know. And I said, I guess it was in my blood. I didn't know that it was in my blood. But I enjoy helping people because so many people help me out.
You're making me feel like a real heel.
I'm sorry.
I don't do none of that good stuff.
But now you have time. So now you have to go find something. And the first place you can go is Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Look, now I'm doing a commercial. Big Brothers and Big Sisters. They always have children who need guidance. And you can get them. They even have it where they call it, what is the name of it? Because I started out where all you did was email them. So you didn't meet them. So they have it, and I can't think of what it's called, but you email them, and then maybe once a month you meet them at their school. So they have all kinds of ways that you can, be a big brother, big brother. So
that'd be cool. That'd be cool. I'd have to be a big grandfather.
Well, hey, believe me, they'll take it. They'll take you however you are, and since you're smart, they'll challenge your intelligence, and that'll be so much fun. That'll be so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we've talked about where we been, where we going. Oh, who was your favorite teacher?
Miss Brundritt.
I know, but she wasn't in high school. That was
my
favorite. Yeah, she was definitely my favorite of all times.
Maybe Mr. Castillo.
Oh yeah, I forgot about. Now, did he pass away?
No.
I thought he just recently retired.
Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking. He just recently retired.
Kathy, didn't he leave? He taught in Refugio forever, and he left, but he came back and finished out, right?
Yes.
Oddly enough, one day, probably 8 years ago now, my wife and I were down there before my mom passed, and I was going to go to the track at the high school and go walking. And there was Mr. Castillo, all these years later. And I said, Coach, and he looked at me and he remembered me.
That
that's funny. Yeah.
That's scary because he probably remembered me for bad, not for good.
That was the thing. I was, excuse me, I dropped the pen. That's when it's your own thing. It doesn't matter if you go off camera. I was trying
Gloria, I want to say something to you first.
What?
I want to thank you for working with people with developmental disabilities. Our granddaughter, she's how old is she now? 4. She's 4.
Oh,
And she has Downs, and she is just the cutest thing ever. But man, it was touch and go. She's had several open heart surgeries and
wow.
in and out of the hospital when she was first born. She's a miracle baby, and she is cute and she is smart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's something else. Now, Jarius was born with a hole in his heart. He was born here in Dallas, at Medical City, and we had a Christian cardiologist. And she said, we're going to pray over this hole. And she said, I want you to feed him well. And it's going to be okay. We're not going to try surgery right now. Wow. And I fed the dude in 9 months. It was closed. And he's no other problems with his heart. But I do know that is one of the things that a number of the children with Down syndrome do have. And it's, I mean, anytime they go into surgery, it's challenging, you know, but he hadn't had any other surgeries other than he had his tonsils, adenoids, and all of that taken out because he was snoring so much. But after he lost weight, that even went away. So he's been totally blessed. But yeah, we had and I said I'm gonna have to look through some of my old things and find her because I never forgot that. She was like, we're gonna pray, and she was a cardiologist, you know. She's like, we're gonna pray over him. This hole is, you know, we're not gonna do surgery on him. We're gonna wait and see if it closes up. And it did 9 months, and I fed him, and he's still eating. But
is he still at home with you, Glory?
Huh?
Is he still at home with you?
Yeah, he's still at home with me. Every time we talk about him living somewhere else, the question comes up is where is his food going to, who's going to cook for him? So he knows how to do a few things, but not enough. And look, we're talking about him. You want to say hello? These are my friends from high school. You can say hello real quick. Say hello.
Hi, Jarius.
Hi, Jarius.
They're all from Refugio. You know where Nanny lives? Used to live?
Yeah.
We all went to high school together.
What's that one, Mom?
That you read it. What did it say?
I don't know, Mom.
Kathy, Lenny.
Hi, Jarius.
Hi, Kathy, Lenny.
And see, Jason knows.
Jason, no.
Hi,
Jarius.
David Barger.
Hi, David
Barger.
Hey, Jarius, how are you doing, my friend? You doing good tonight?
Yes, sir. I'm a rapper.
Okay, you're not rapping over here tonight. Bye. No, that's it. He's a con artist too. Okay, that's his way of getting on. He has stories to tell. He's been on several stages rapping because he just loves a microphone. He'll go take it. So
that's cool. That's cool.
But yeah,
he's a sweetie.
He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. He's a ladies' man. You see, he saw Kathy first. He didn't where he saw Kathy's name.
I noticed that. Yeah.
It's all in the plan. All in the plan. So I was thinking that I got some notes from people that told me that of people that had passed away, and I know Larry Carter was one. And
Larry Carter.
Yeah, he's passed away. Frank Scott, I know he passed away.
Gary Thomas, Dan Randall,
McShann, Sandra McShann.
Sandra McShann?
That's been several years now, hasn't it been?
Is it? Okay.
He was killed in a car wreck.
Yeah. Who else?
Mike Berry.
Mike Berry
was short after we graduated, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Russ Wagner.
Russ.
Billy Williams.
Yeah.
There's a lot
What about Ross?
Ross Kraft?
He's around.
He's still alive.
Okay. he's still alive. Okay. I think Robert Gibson. I think Robert Gibson. I hate to say it.
No, he's still alive.
Robert Gibson still alive.
He's still.
And Clarence.
Somebody posted on his Facebook page.
Yeah. Huh?
I said if he's not, somebody posts on his Facebook page once in a while.
Stop, David. Stop. It was somebody else. Someone told me. here. I'm gonna beat up these other people that are not on here. Ida and Ruthie and Pam. I don't know where they are. But anyway, it was some okay.
Oh wow. We just scored 2 runs.
So okay, well, I was
I
trying.
think this is a good group. Any more would be too much. We can
Yeah.
do with each other.
I was trying to look at people who were around and in our class. Marion, I had been back and forth with her. I thought she was going to make it.
Where does she live?
I think she's in Austin.
Austin.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
She's a professor at UT, isn't she?
Yes.
Is she? Okay. And Terry Rayner, she didn't respond, but I know she's in
San Antonio.
She's in San Antonio. Yep. I know I had dinner with her and Oscar when I was down in Corpus that time.
Where's Oscar? Why didn't he show up?
I don't know. I thought he was on Facebook,
He is.
but he didn't show up.
Wait till I see him.
Maria Garza, is she still around?
She's in Victoria.
She is? Okay.
What about Judy Controlla?
Yeah, Judy.
I think she's here, Refugio, but she's had a lot of health problems.
Oh, okay.
I think she's
Man,
got cancer
she
again.
could play the trumpet.
Yeah, she could.
Yes, she sure could. She sure could. And I know Dee is still there or in Victoria.
She's in Victoria.
Randy, they're not together.
No, he's married Sharon Sternadel. And they live in
okay.
Does he live in Victoria or Cuero?
There?
I thought he lived in Goliad. Maybe it is Cuero.
Okay.
In the woods somewhere.
And Barbara Holland was out in Nevada, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. I got to see her one time somewhere. That's how I knew she was out in Nevada.
What about Mary Lee Morris? Isn't she in Florida?
She's in Florida.
Who was that?
Mary Lee.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. And Kathy Greenwood, my little friend.
What's the deal with Kathy Greenwood? Where is
She's
she?
in Corpus.
Is she?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Kathy, you're the class historian. That's all.
Well, I did the mixer for so many years and then the reunion, so I have everybody's.
Oh,
wow. Very cool.
Yeah, we may have to do something and try to start doing a group text or something. Look, okay, Rose Guerrera. Is she still living?
She died.
She did pass. Okay. Larry Carter, David Carter, Linda Martin. She's still there. I talk to her periodically. Pam.
Bless her heart. She's sick.
I know she's having her struggles too. Earl. Tim Bowser.
He's still around. I don't know where he's at.
Forever. Where is he, Kathy?
I'm not sure.
Didn't he move before we graduated to Victoria?
Say that again?
Didn't Tim move to Victoria before we graduated?
Don't
I
remember.
think so. He was on Facebook, but he's not anymore.
Sarita messing with me. She said she was a trombone player too. Okay, Ruthie Bland. Ruth is still, she's in Austin, I think. And I'm not sure where Pam is. I know she was in Florida. I'm not, that mosquito I've been trying to get. Thank you.
What about Patsy Garcia?
She's back here in Refugio.
I thought so.
Okay. And
She
Brenda
lived in Sugarland, but she moved back.
Brenda and Jack are there.
Yeah, they're still
Yeah. Doris Garcia.
I'm not sure where she lives.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's funny. Well,
Ronnie Greenwade.
He's in Houston.
He's in Houston?
Houston, yes.
it's funny. I don't know why I didn't get a yearbook, but I got my memories. See, I got all my memories. I'm looking at.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Burdett, Daryl Burdett.
Daryl Burdett.
Our band. Was he our only one that we had?
No,
We had Larry Smith.
Larry Smith.
And he moved.
That was a crew cut.
I
What,
quit.
the early years or the later years?
Early.
Larry Smith was our first 2 years.
Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe that's why I don't remember. Maybe I wasn't remembering.
He wasn't much. I quit because of him. I didn't like him.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, funny. Oh, and this is what is this? This is something invitation to, what is this to? Senior class. Oh, this was the other people. Oh, the class before us. We were juniors then. But JD, it's so funny. JD drew this and he's still an artist. I thought he was going to be on to talk, but yeah, he's still an artist.
He's traveling somewhere.
Huh?
He's traveling somewhere. Him and his
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah, and that may be why, because he was anxious about having it. So he may just not be around doing stuff. Oh, this is funny. Oh, look at Sarita must have been in a play with us. So you can't see. Look, I got all these pictures you can't see. I know you can't see. Oh, okay, there it is. How fun. I know Jason, Marilee. I'm trying to see. Of course, I'm on the floor clowning. But those were the days, huh?
They were the days.
So I got one last question. If you could tell your high school self, if you knew what you knew now, what would you tell your high school self that you didn't know then?
To study more.
Okay. You weren't a studier, Kathy? You were playing around?
I just got by.
Okay, to study more. Okay, so if you had studied more, what do you think you would have been doing?
Probably the same thing.
Okay.
I love my job, so I'd probably
Look, to be anywhere 40 years, you have, you love
the people I work with.
Yeah. You love the people, you love to be around them, and you love what you're doing. So that's important. David, what would you tell your younger self that relative to if you knew what you knew now?
I was the epitome of the teenage alcoholic. I had really some severe problems with alcohol and drug use, even in high school. And I wasn't delivered from that until 1986. I got a DUI, spent the night in jail. Shortly after that, I accepted Christ as my Savior, and He transformed my life.
Cool.
I was going to ask you when that happened. Good man.
Well, in 1986, I got saved, and that to me is still unbelievable that Christ would save somebody like me. And then He called me to preach. And that's still mind-boggling to me. So,
hey, but that's what He does. Doesn't He do mind-boggling things that we can't understand?
all the time.
In times that we don't understand. Because if the truth be told, none of us really deserve it, but that's His grace.
Nobody deserves it.
Allows us to,
I want to say one memory that I have from band, because this one was a halftime show. And for some reason, the trombones were leading this particular show. No, I don't know. And Gloria, I don't know if you remember this, but we ended up like 20 yards past where we were supposed to turn around and go back.
Hopefully this was rehearsal. This wasn't at a game.
This was at a halftime of a game in Bobcat Stadium.
Oh, how fun.
And JB, we called Mr. Smith.
Where'd that come from?
JB, because JC Mitchell in junior high was our band director. So we called him JB, and he just reamed us out. But it was Noel's fault. It was Noel's fault because he was the lead trombone.
I don't remember that.
We were all following him.
He blocked.
I don't remember that.
He just kept going, so we just kept going. We finally turned around. We got to where we were supposed to be. There was no music left.
But we were the star of the show.
We were cool.
I don't remember that either, but I'm sure we blamed it on Jason and Greg because
Yeah.
they were our leaders. I'm sure we blamed it on them. Because I know I was bringing up the rear somewhere between me and between D and I. Who else was back there? We were bringing up the rear. So we were
the trombone player too.
Vicky Markowski was a trombone player.
Is she still around? Kathy?
I think she's in Bay City, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
She ended up being a tennis coach. She was a good tennis coach.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Jason, what would you tell that? I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna be serious. What would you tell that younger self?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. There's a million things that he needs to hear, but he won't listen to any of them. My life has been God humbling a proud, self-centered young man. God has humbled me.
Oh,
I wouldn't have listened to anything, but God has humbled me.
yeah. Well, he has a way of doing that. He has a
You
way of
betcha.
doing that. He has a way of doing that. Yeah.
And we need it. We need it.
Yeah. So let me see. I don't know what I would tell. I think this is going to sound really, really funny because of who I am. Not funny, but strange. But I really wish I would have focused more on what I wanted to do in my career, because I really didn't have an idea. I didn't have a total idea. And I always got a little bit upset with the counselor. I won't call his name. And he told me what I needed to do was teach. And I, after seeing my friend, Diane and Susan and Barbara and all them going to do these, really cool things, I was like, you never asked me to do that. But then there was a lot of what I found out in my life. I was so broken in my life until years, maybe maybe 10 or 15 years ago. I didn't realize how broken I was, the dysfunction that had come in my family and all of that. I was carrying all of that. And I was an overachiever for who I was, because I was carrying all of that. And so I didn't understand a lot of things that's going on. And I would have told myself to just be myself, and don't try to be anything anybody else may want you to be. Just be yourself, because
That's good advice.
And I spent a lot of time trying to please. I was a people pleaser. That's the word. I was a people pleaser.
Yeah.
And I would tell myself to just be myself. And there was nothing else needed to be, because when God made us, he made us who we're supposed to be. And we have to accept it and love it and move forward in how we can. So that's what I tell myself. Just be myself. Yep.
Wow. Cool.
So
Gloria, thank you for doing this. This has been so much fun. But you have to have somebody to lead the circus, and you did it.
well, we'll just have to do it again sometime.
Yes, ma'am.
I got about 4 more people I got to talk about, because they weren't on here, and I'm gonna talk about them pretty good. So we'll have to do something else in another few months and see what we're doing, and maybe we'll be able to get together when all this virus is over.
Yep.
And we can have some gatherings and
I'm
get
so
together.
ready.
I'm right, Kathy. Me too. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is going to the movie theater, because you can see everything you want to see at home. So I don't have to go there, but everything else, I'm about ready. So,
Jason,
guys,
where do you live now, Jason? Where do you live now?
Bernie, Texas.
Bernie, that's right. Oh man, we ought to have a reunion in Bernie. That's beautiful there.
Come on down. We
Yeah,
got
got
the
Diana too.
and he was saying Diane
there.
stays close to where he is, so we may have to work that out, because even if we did it close to now, we could be outside, right? You got okay.
A lot of country down here.
Okay, Kathy, I had to get with Jason, start organizing.
Yeah.
We can make it happen. Look, we can we can live, they can stay here and we'll drive down, or whatever the case may be. We'll make something.
So do we all remember our class cheer? Jump and dive, man alive, we're the class of 75.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I remember that.
Jump and jive, man alive.
We're
the class of 75.
Now I know they just loving this, and yay. So y'all can stay on after I go out real quick, and we can just have a quick talk. But I want to thank everybody for joining us today. And I'm not sure what the show is going to be next week. I have 2 pastor friends who say they want to come on and do something, but I am not sure. Because the last time one of us was on, I was laughing too much. I couldn't.
Those pastors, Gloria, I'm telling you.
David, you don't. These 2. Oh my God. this one had me laughing so much. I'm like, Lord, I'm trying to do a show, and he has me laughing so hard. I'm like, people are not sitting up here just waiting to hear me laugh. But anyway, I want to tell everybody thank you for watching, and we will be back next Monday, 8 p.m. Central, and I hope you'll watch. I'm sure it'll be something interesting. I promise you, it'll be fun.
Do you
And
do different
most
topic
of
each
all,
time, or what do you do? Do you just have like a topic in mind when you do this each week?
I have
or-
different topics. Yeah, I do. It may be different topics. I started it, David, to tell people stories because I believe God gives us stories to tell. Like, y'all got some interesting stories, so you could be the key person on. Don't think I'm not thinking about it already. But so I may be booking y'all for another show on your individual stories. But I believe that God gives us stories not just for us, but to help other people. Because a lot of times when people are going through things, they think they're the only ones going through it. And that's because they haven't heard other people's, stories. And so, God has just confirmed it on the different shows that I've done because people have contacted me and wanted to contact the guests to further talk to them or something. And it's just been connections that have been made on here. So I just love doing it because it allows people who may never have the chance to tell their stories to people all over the world. They get to tell them here, and it helps people. So I love it. So yeah, I'll be contacting y'all. Y'all gave me some good nuggets tonight. So
let me give you a scripture to verify what you just said.
okay.
2 Corinthians chapter 1, it's verses 3 down to about verse 7 or 8.
I think I know.
Everything that happens to us is not for us, it's for the benefit of others so that we can help other people.
Yeah. Say that again, 2 Corinthians.
2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 3 down to about verse 7 or 8, I think it is.
Okay. I'm still trying to, I was going to use Ecclesiastes for there's a time and season because the thing to show is TTT, y'all, it's time to talk. But this might be a better one. So I may have to use both of them. I'm still building. I'm hoping to turn it into a podcast. And so it's still building. I'm learning. I'm on Clubhouse. I don't know if you heard Clubhouse, but there are so many experts on there and I'm trying to learn things from them. But right now, I've been doing it just for the fun of it, and I've been enjoying it. And because people have been helped, that's what's most important to me. People are how many followers? I don't know. When I look in the analytics behind, it's like it's people from everywhere, and I'm like, okay, they don't really know me. So thank each one of y'all, and we're gonna close out now. And I always close out in prayer. So Father God, I just thank you for this time. God, I thank you for my classmates that were able to make it. And I even pray for those who weren't able to make it, Father, that nothing traumatic is going on, that they weren't able to make it, Father. But I just ask that you would bless each of these here, Kathy, David, and Jason, and fulfill the desires of their heart. Help them to do the things that you would have them to do and order their steps. God, we just love you. We praise you. And we give you all the glory. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
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 So it's every time, y'all. Go ahead and do the mask if you need to. If you haven't got your vaccine, if you don't want to get the vaccine, stay away from people. Keep your distance, but most of all, keep your peace because that's most important. Love y'all and see y'all next week.
Love y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You know.
Okay, y'all hold on just a second.
Okay.